All right, looks like we're live. Hey guys, thank you very much for joining us. This is Mike Keeley. I'm one of the co-founders of BidPoint. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedules to join us today on today's call. Very excited to have our guest speaker, Chris Benson, who's one of the vice presidents of business development with CapEx, which is, if you're not familiar with it, is our brand new system that one of our services that BidPoint offers. And we're really, really excited. What you're going to find out in this presentation, so if you're watching this live, awesome. If you're watching this recorded, what you're going to find out is you're going to see an amazing way for you to have the ability to earn a commission, earn a residual income on credit card transactions. I mean, that is about as big as it gets, okay, when we're talking about making money on the money, okay? And in case you don't know who BidPoint is, let me just briefly give you an overview. We are a business solutions company for businesses, and we help them save money on essential services such as natural gas, electricity, waste services, and we're so excited about the credit card processing, the cash discount program that we've rolled out. Now, Chris, you've been in this space for a while, for quite a few years. You've seen a lot of things out there. Why don't you tell us just real quick, would you give us an example of how significant of a thing we're talking about, and basically walk me into almost the elevator pitch, okay?
Sure. So I was in the business when people were using paper to check on credit cards to see if they were valid or not. That's how long I've been doing this. We have brought in our product called Wave It, and the elevator pitch for Wave It, and if you want to use a little pun on this, I'll use my hand. Wave it goodbye. It's the first time we've been able to teach our merchants to wave goodbye to the high cost of processing. Our elevator pitch, my elevator pitch, has been so simple and so effective. I've never heard the word no yet. Michael, I understand you're taking credit cards today for your business. If I could show you a way that you could virtually eliminate virtually 100% of your processing fees, would you be interested? And the answer has always been yes. Why? Because I'm in business to make money. You're in business to make money. And so with the Wave It program, let me give you just a real quick example of a personal account of mine. $58,000 a month of credit card processing cost him $1,500. $1,500. Our program cost him $99.95 flat. Doesn't matter if he goes from $55,000 to $55 million. For him, it would be $99.95. So that's a savings of $1,400 a month. And Michael, what he told me was, you just made my house payment and my car payment. Now, maybe in New York, that's not a house payment, but where he was living, that's a house payment and his car payment. Made him extremely excited. Now, the reason I share that story is on a $58,000 account in traditional credit card processing, that's going to make the rep about $60 a month. Okay, in my situation, I'm making 500, 60 or 500. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give you real numbers that are really going to affect your sales reps, your sales team, because you're not selling, you're consulting. If I can show you a way to do that. And the Wave It program, you said it a minute ago, Michael, cash discount, not a surcharge, but a cash discount. All we're doing through the proper verbiage is moving the cost of credit card processing from the merchant into the hands of the multitude of consumers that are more interested in their credit card mileage, points, rewards, and the percentage that they get for using their credit cards at all these merchants.
The amount of money that's transacted on a daily, maybe an annual basis in credit cards, of how much money's out there that somebody, if you just, because you don't need to, like, what was the number?
It's over $1 trillion by one processor.
With a T.
T, as in trillion, as in Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Like, you don't have to get a slice of $1 trillion pie. You just got to get an aroma off of $1 trillion pie, correct?
That's absolutely true.
Okay, go ahead, keep going, because I get excited.
What's exciting is it's so easy, but it's so much against the grain. It will, when your guys and gals are rocking with this, and the others, they're going to disrupt the credit card industry because everybody's so used to charging the merchant. The merchant's fed up with it. I've got merchants that have stopped taking credit cards because they won't pay that fee anymore. Now they're ready to add it back because they don't have to worry about the fee. I would bet my life that those that are listening have gone to a place that doesn't take credit cards or gone to a place that doesn't take Amex. Yep. Because Amex is so expensive. And Amex, they're not going to change their ways. But while I was in an elevator running this pitch, I pitched it to an Amex executive. And all he wanted to know was, Chris, are you treating us like everybody else? In other words, do we get paid? You bet you do. Then great, run with it. We love the program. Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover have all signed off on this program in the sense that they have written rules that say that merchants can offer a cash incentive versus a credit card fee. So they're looking at that cash incentive as well, and they don't care. They're happy to do that. Here's what I found out today. Our country, as well as third world countries, are all getting rid of paper cash. They're getting rid of it because of the fraud. So eventually, Michael, everybody in every country is going to go to a card-based system, which just means for you and I, we don't ever have to worry about slumps. You and I don't have to worry about poor economy, because when the economy is poor, people are going to use their credit. When the economy isn't poor and it's streaming like Reagan years, they're going to use their credit cards anyways because they don't want to use up cash. So in the credit industry, we've got it made. This is just a perfect time to get in this industry.
How hard is it for a business to convert over to what we're doing?
Great. So it's so simple. It really requires our proprietary product and licensing. So we give them the processing of the credit cards, and the product simply requires them to post either in their building or on their website a very simple verbiage that all of the items in our store online are cash discounted. Anybody that chooses not to use cash will not receive the discount, and they'll pay for that at the checkout. That's the simple version of that, which basically means a $10 item is going to be $10 and say 40 cents because the discount was 40 cents.
Got it.
So for them to get on paperwork, it's like you're doing for your industries, the other industries, paperwork goes through underwriting. All of these people have done this because they've done credit cards before. So they all know the process. Either they're going to use our terminal, they're going to integrate with us in their POS, or we are with them, or we're going to integrate with their web service, their shopping carts.
POS is point of sale, correct?
Point of sale, that's correct. Once they've done that, they flip the switch. Following day, they don't even do that. We do that for them. The following day, they stop paying credit card fees, and those fees are passed on to the consumer as they come in. Here's the thing. If you're doing $5,000 a month and you're a mom and pop, or you're a $5,000 a month guy in a tow truck, and you need a mobile device, we've got a mobile device. You can use your iPhone. If you're and we have this in place right now, $2.11 billion, 600-unit restaurant complex nationwide. We're in negotiations with them today, right now. Our backend or our processing gateway is connected today to First Data, the world's largest processor. So when somebody asks, can you handle us? Yes, we can, without a doubt.
So basically, the process is, give me, because I think it's good for people to hear this multiple times. Give me the elevator pitch one more time, like okay. Of just that, because I want to, in case people fast forward our videos or whatever. I just want to make sure people hear this.
Sure. So if I could, Mike, if I could show you in your business how you can save virtually 100% of your credit card processing fees, would you be interested? And the question, again, so the answer, number one, and maybe it may be improper, but you guys have to forgive me. If they're running a business and they're breathing, they're going to say, yes, I'm interested. How do I do that? Very simply. And then we share the process of how Wave It works. And of course, we train your reps what the steps are to do that and make that and show them that the consumer is paying the fees. We are paying the credit card companies their part of it, and the rest is profit for you and I and your reps.
Okay, because so that question actually just came up, and I'm gonna post it, and maybe
Okay.
we'll start here, and maybe I'll ask a few questions. This is Carol Young. She said, "Where is the $500 coming from, and what are the interchange fee for the consumer?"
Great. So the interchange fee to the consumer is 4%. And it could be lower depending on the type of merchant it is, but basically it's 4%. The interchange fee, the actual cost from the processor, depending on the card type, can be as low as 1.75 and as much as 2.85. And so the difference is what we share with the rep. That
Got
difference
it.
between those two pieces.
Perfect. Thank you, Carol, for that question. I'm gonna pop another one up here.
Absolutely.
South.
I love it. What about pizza delivery joints? This is a perfect product for them. Couple of reasons. One, they take phone orders, very expensive. Number two, they go out with the pizza. Most of them don't have credit card devices of any kind. I'd love to be able to put one of our card swipes in the kids' hands because they're already paying for the gas. The pizza joint is giving that driver $9-10 an hour and paying for his gas. Why not give him a card swipe, have him use his own phone, swipe that at the door, get the lowest rate, and increase your profitability on the spot. Pizza delivery, thumbs up to pizza delivery.
Is basically on the credit card processing side, you're looking at, I believe it's a 0.2%. So for like every $1 million. So if a business, let's say we had a restaurant that did annually $1 million in credit card transaction, you're looking at a little over probably $2,000 that you would put in your pocket as an advisor with us. Okay. As an example, Chris, we've got a person that is working on, and we're not going to give names of any of the company or the rep that's doing it.
Sure.
But we have a pretty big parking garage, a parking facility. That is, how big of an account is that potentially right now? Just the one that they submitted. What are they doing usually? It was like in the 15s. Does that sound right?
Yes.
It was like 15 million on that. So that guy's commission off that single account is going to be probably over 30 grand annually on that single account. And I mean, let me throw a disclaimer out there. Obviously, the cool part is we don't charge to be an advisor with BidPoint to begin with in any capacity. But just so that's not a typical thing. But you've already seen people submit stuff that's way, way bigger than that. I mean, it's not even, that's a small one compared to the stuff that's out there. And then obviously that's what's so nice, why I asked you that earlier about from, how high that we can go and how low that we can pretty much do anything from the mom and pop to the big, stadium.
Enterprise.
Yeah. Enterprise. Correct.
So let me give you a couple examples really quick. Convenience stores, dry cleaners, mom and pop restaurants, large restaurant chains, parking lots, mortuaries or funeral homes, which is kind of weird, but it's popping up. This week, a ton of auto dealerships and a bunch of buy here, pay here dealerships. So because they're taking down payments, they're doing auto service, and they're actually making payments at that place. So that's just a handful. And I think in our PowerPoint presentation too, there's probably 20 of them listed on there.
Give me the negative side of what I might experience if I was somebody going out there. What would be maybe a pushback question?
Yep, the biggest pushback. Yeah, the biggest pushback is from the consumer. Obviously, I don't want to pay this. It's not, the biggest thing is not fair that I should be paying that. And part of that is training the merchant to understand if the savings is big enough, the loss that they're going to initially experience is going to be minimal compared to the profit that they're going to make. Second thing is, over the last 18 months that I've been doing this, I took all the merchants that I had and I put together, and all the merchants that we processed with previous in the previous realm, doing the same process or similar to this process. Anyways, I took 10 of those. The pushback and or loss, 0.15. So in a particular industry, they would need to lose 19,000 members recurring billing every month to make up for the $750,000 a month we're saving them. So the question was loss and pushback. My convenience store, I told them, put a roll of quarters in your register. And every time somebody pushes back, just explain, I had two choices. I could raise all of my prices 4 or 5%, or I could keep them the same for my cash people. And that's the way I'm moving forward. So going forward, that's where we're going to do it. Here's your 50 cents back. And going forward, this is how we're going to do that. He still had $7.50 after the first month. So people realize that are using their cards that merchants can't afford this anymore. It's just not, the industry is going to go away from doing this. Our product and our process is going to be the way the industry is going, bar none.
Right. I think you just answered this question that Brian popped up. It's exactly what you just said.
Yep. And the merchant, we do have merchants say, I don't want to pass the fee to my consumers. And that's going to happen. And my typical answer behind that is, excuse me, can you really not afford to do our program? And if you really can't, and the thousands of dollars in savings isn't enough for you, here's my business card. Let's talk when everybody around you is doing it. Because you can't really afford not to do this program. I know they're saying, well, we may lose a few people, but that number is so minimal. It's fear. This is the way the industry started out. It's the way it's going today, fear. And we have to alleviate that fear by simply saying this: try the program, give it 90 days. We're putting a terminal in. You get to do that. Our licensing fee is covering that. So you get the terminal. If after 90 days you don't see this working for you, box the terminal up, cancel, no harm, no foul, and we'll move forward.
You said that on the last training call we did, and I thought it was really, really powerful. It's literally like, if you don't like it, it's not a big deal. You can go right back to spending your own money and wasting it.
And you're absolutely right. And the neat thing about this is, for your guys, for ours, is not to be afraid of this, because it is the way things are going to go. And if they simply want to say to the merchant, take your terminal, put it under the counter, don't worry about your other credit card company. The minimum cost is $25 a month. Your savings will pay for that. Run our product and our process. After 90 days, pull out the old terminal, box ours up, no harm, no foul. You just saved X amount of dollars over those 3 months or 9 months. Awesome. I haven't seen anybody come back. They're addicted to the cash. Though once they see that savings, they're not coming back.
Absolutely.
Cash is king.
Hey, I had another question from Carol. Carol's firing them away. Carol, I know you've got a lot of questions here, and I'm not going to be able to answer all of them, but this one I think Chris can handle pretty easily.
Absolutely. So I'll answer both. I saw both of them pop up. There's a legal, is it legal in Texas yet to surcharge? We're not surcharging. Ours is a cash discount program. So yes, we're doing that. I've got shops all over the place that are doing that. The surcharge, you're absolutely correct, Carol. That is not legal in the state of Texas. We're simply doing, and I know it's verbiage, but it simply states it's a cash discount. And Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover, along with the Supreme Court, has stated that states don't have the right to tell a merchant they can't do a cash discount. That just happened like 3 weeks ago.
Here's another one from Carol.
The existing contract. Carol, you are just on it. So the existing contract.
Carol will be doing our next training call if we get her educated good enough.
Awesome. So again, typical savings, even in a small volume, could be 500 to 5,000. So in a typical credit card contract, if it's, and I'm going to say this, I'll be honest, a bloodsucker, they're going to charge a $350 to $500 cancellation fee on the contract. We don't do that, but others do. So my savings that first month covers that existing contractor's termination fee. And in most cases, the contract is either half up, so the fee is in half, or it's in its last year, so the fee is dropped. But typically, we're covering that cost. I said this earlier, take the terminal, stick it under the counter. Their monthly minimum is probably $25 a month. So if they wanted to keep that other processor for 10 more months, it's going to cost them $250, but I'm saving them thousands of dollars a month. And it's not violating their contract. Perfect. I hope that answers that.
I think we answered Chuck's too then, correct?
Yep, absolutely. No cancellation. Box it and send it back.
Chris, any closing comments or anything?
Sliced bread greater than. This for the profits that are available to this, there's nothing like it. There just isn't anything like it.
Awesome.
Like I said, I've done it for a long time, and this is it. This is the best out there. And let me say this real quick commercial. This is just the first of at least 4 more products that we're going to bring to your people and ours through the rest of the year. That's going to rock the credit card world. This is just the beginning.
And I've heard a hint of those, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not even going to be fair. You can't do what we're doing. That's what's so awesome.
And these are the next couple, again, are exclusive to CapEx. They will not be able to be sold by any other company in the United States.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
So it's exciting stuff. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you very much, Chris. You can you're good. I appreciate you being on here. Big round of applause. Everybody's probably clapping for you right now. Thank you.
I can hear that coast to coast. So great.
Doing these Facebook Lives, and love the interaction. Really do appreciate you being on here. Really appreciate you guys being on here. Understand that if you are not an advisor with us, make sure you get back with the person that invited you. Let them take care of you. And, we can get you hooked up. Again, there's no cost to be an advisor with BidPoint. If you're not familiar with what we're doing, let me again show you this. Make sure that you go check out promoterswanted.com. You can see a brief overview of what we've got. And then if you're not, if you want some more details about how all of our services work, we did that conference. Go to bidpoint.co, click on the blog, go to Super Saturday, and you'll be good to go. Okay. So, really, really excited. I think this went great. I mean, it looks like we kept everybody on here the entire time, from start to finish. So you guys are awesome. Really, really appreciate it. So my name again is Mike Healy. I'm one of the co-founders of BidPoint, along with my awesome partners, Rick Moore, Monty Bertrand. Appreciate you. And make sure you're on our email list so you can get updates on this. And peace. I am out, and have a great one. And we will see you at the top. Thanks.